Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for listening in the podcast. It is May 7th, 2024. I'm here to do another follow-up video regarding the death of Mica Miller. What had happened the last 5 hours, you can say, a lot has happened. And I came here last night specifically to come and tell you guys about things that I was seeing regarding the investigation of Mica Miller, her death, that it didn't make sense for to me that people were kind of like releasing so much private information about her. So today, because this case, like I said before, it had become so viral. Okay, they went from being just a normal um, church couple, going through troubles in their marriage, going through divorce. Her mental health condition has been widely spread out throughout social media, the internet, the news. Everybody in every network that I see, they're talking about this case and the tragic death of Micah Miller. And because it has become such a wide discussed case, okay, and I told you guys last night, if you didn't hear that, if you didn't watch that video, I was talking about how we, as the public, right, because not 2 days ago, we had no idea who Micah Miller was or Pastor JP was. We needed to exercise prudence and let things play out because a lot has happened since her death, and because it's so new, it's so new. The family was is still grieving. This didn't happen 5 years ago. Okay, it happened last week, and to see so many things come out, so many accusations, and pointing fingers, and releasing tons and tons of information about their private life, her mental health condition, even like he gave his number to a waiter. All of that has been released. It has become so big that wow, like I'm not saying, I'm not, don't get me wrong, by any means I'm not diminishing what happened to her and the struggles that she have. I'm not saying that. I think there's a lot of people struggling with mental health right now. And so it happens that May is the month for mental health awareness. What surprises me the most about this case, and I'm gonna give you some points. What surprises me the most after following crime cases and all of that, to see people outside of the church that JP pastor on Sunday marching demanding justice for somebody who just passed, that they didn't even have the complete autopsy report released yet. It makes you think, wow, like we need as a society to just wait, okay? Let the professionals do their work. And like I said, if JP was somehow involved in this, God is not going to let him get away with it, okay? So, because the more I guess you tackle on it, more private information is being released. And we don't need to know everything, right? We don't need to know everything because it could create a copycat effect, God forbid, right? And it could be a good thing, it be a bad thing, how much information is being released. And because we're so deep in so much information has been released, so much analyzing has been done, so many people, I mean, this is on TikTok, it's like the number one trend right now, and everybody is giving their opinion about it. And I understand that, right? I do the same thing like on YouTube, on my blog, all of that stuff, right? But here's the thing though. What God revealed to me yesterday was, and I said that to you guys on previous episode. I said, God said to me to just, everybody needs to just calm down for a moment and let the investigation play out, right? And I felt that too because it was just it became so big, like demanding justice. Like you would think this man went through a trial and he didn't get convicted, so people are outside protesting that he didn't get convicted. Like, learn the details first. I understand, like I told you guys, I have so much compassion for people who have gone through domestic violence. I am against all of that, right? People who are in abusive relationship. You guys know my stand if you follow me for a while. I'm all for justice. I hate when people are in abusive relationship, all of that. But people need to let things play out. This news, her passing just happened. Okay, it was just it was just too much. Like her friends. So I mean, I'm not trying to point fingers, but I'm saying sometimes we need to be careful with our tongue. We need to exercise prudence, okay, to know that everybody connected to Mica Miller, every family member, and I mean, remember, this was a marriage, okay. This is people that have mother, father, and he has kids. Remember about all of that, okay. Remember about all of that. Don't, you know just because you say, she has said this and the other, regardless of that, the police will still need to investigate and have evidence and all of that. I think the people demanding justice outside of the church, my opinion, was a little too extreme for a case where the autopsy has not even been released yet. At that point, this happened on Sunday, today is Tuesday, and to have all of that being organized already, it was just a little like, wow. You would think, that this man was already had gone through trial and was not convicted of anything. Like you would think that's why people are protesting. Like it just happened. I said to you guys yesterday, let things play out. See the investigations. That's why we have professionals in positions. And when somebody dies, everything is, everybody in these agencies, they have their duty to do. Let them have their do their job, okay? Because it's like it's an open wound, and every information that's being released about her private information, all of that, is just is too much for somebody who 2 days ago we had no idea who Mica Miller was. For the general public, okay, I can understand people from her church. They probably knew who she was, obviously. I mean, she was in the worship team. A lot of the most visible people in a church are people in the worship team. And she posted a lot on Facebook. I get that. But for nationwide, not a lot, like people didn't know who she was, right? So we need to let things play out, and don't release so much, right? Even Jesus in the Bible, he never, like, he spoke in parables, right? There's a time and a place for things to come out. You don't have to just spread everything up in the open. There was not even like they were just going through the autopsy report yet, right? If there was any suspicion about JP, like, I'm sure the police will will investigate. I'm sure they're going to investigate, right? But I can see why now. It's so crazy how things change, right? I can totally see why now Pastor JP was like, he's so shocked that he's being accused. Um because right now, because this case has drawn so much interest for a lot of people. The police has released so much information about what led up to her passing and how she did it and all of that. And it's such a sensible thing. I'm not gonna come here and play you the call that she made to the police. I'm not gonna come here and show you the surveillance video of her purchasing the firearm. It's just, it's a sensitive subject. There's a lot of people struggling with this right now. And May is the month of mental health awareness. And everything is being released without any there's no like filters or anything. It's just like because somebody was immediately accused of what happened to her. It's almost like people are like, okay, we gotta take it back. Okay, we jumped to conclusion too fast, and now we gotta release even more because somebody was already accused that didn't do it. Okay, so it's just like it's become, the details are just a little too much, and I'm saying that because it can affect a lot of people. I hope not, God forbid it doesn't, that are struggling with this. Okay, um so here we are, guys. We have to learn from this case. We learned so many things already. We learned that um even if you are in the church, your pure heart for the Lord, you can be struggling with mental health. That's a very real thing. And there's a lot of people, like I said, out there who need help. I think in the past people will look at you like you're having like an off day. Let's just say a day that you just don't feel like doing anything. You're just a little off. People will look at you, look down on you, right? And they say like, "Oh, cheer up," like they dismiss it like it's nothing. Mental health, depression, all of that is a is a is so big, and it's taking so many lives, and it's affecting so many people right now. So I think in the church there has to be some type of awareness regarding that, for all ages. You know how the church is so separated these days. It affects so many people. Okay, even in the separation that we see in churches today, it can affect people because they don't think that they fit in. There's not a place really for them, right? So it's just, we have to really just be careful how much information we put out there for me to see. And like I'm in my opinion, guys, did he contribute somehow to what happened, what led her to do something like that to herself? Perhaps, they've been having trouble for a while. She was not new to this. She actually was, I guess, I heard that she was discharged from a facility back in February. And she has said to one of her friends, because, like I said, everything is being posted, right? Her friends, and this is something that, and I'm not pointing fingers, but man, she confided on you information. Now it's just like, I'm going to release it with complete disregard of my friendship that I have with her. You have to think about that too. And then don't get mad because it's everywhere, right? But then all this information that's coming out is because a lot of her, the people that know her, have released information, right? And now, you know, like she was discharged, right, in February, and she has struggled with this thing. And back in October last year, that's when they filed for divorce. And then they agreed to not continue with that. And then they filed again back in March. And then, you know, many things have been happening. Was he a little nonchalant, right, when he was giving the news to the church? In my opinion, he was very cold. He should have never been there. He should have been attending to what happened to his wife, right? More and probably finding somebody to take care of the church for that day. Um, I just, in my opinion, I think they should continue to do a full investigation. That's why we have to be so careful and let things play out. Okay, wait for that professional result, the report, like we had yesterday. The official report from the medical examiner was released yesterday, and he said that what happened to her. And then today the police started releasing surveillance videos, receipts, the call she made to the police. Like, wow, this. And I understand their side somehow, because it has become so focused on just him. that they're like, wait a second, we're not talking about somebody who just decided to just drive up to a park one day. Like, this is everything she did, right? And it's like, okay, you know, yesterday, like I told you guys, we need to, like, God told me, just need to, like, take it down regarding this story. Not in the sense of talking about it, but like pointing the finger at one person. And like I said, be more sensitive. I'm not saying, you know, it's so easy to just post everything, like, even like, I remember when I first had my Instagram and I started my business, right? I'm like, I want to post everything. I think it was my mom who said, you don't have to share everything. It's like, we're so it's the society of sharing. We're so into sharing everything, right? We got a new this or new the other, we want to snap a photo and share it. Not everything needs to be revealed, right? I don't, like, for me, I don't walk around telling people stuff that I do either. um Especially when I first meet them. I think that's so horrible. You have to just see how things play out. Everything has a timing, okay? But in this case, I do believe it took so big. And some, I guess you can understand a little bit why the family wanted an investigation or pointed the finger, I guess, at him right away, because of what Micah has said, right? But you also remember, though, that love does not take away not knowledge, right? Your family knows who you are, and they know who they were when they were together, right? And they know the struggles that they have. So they also know that she was in an institution in February. Like, that's something that you have to also think about, right? But um I just want to say, there's a lot of information being released about her and how it came to be, all of that. I mean, we have even the phone call has been released. So I just want to say, um just exercise some type of caution. I know, and the reason that I'm saying that is because I know there's a lot of people dealing with mental health right now. Okay. And sometimes, right, looks can be deceiving, right? People can be singing and dancing in the church and they're struggling with something, right? I'll never forget learning about Miss Universe Chelsea Chris, and how everybody around that knew her were shocked to know that, right? So just exercise caution if you're gonna continue to follow this story. I'm sure a full investigation is gonna be done. I'm sure he probably will do an interview or something. Um, it's just that we need to just let things play out in this case. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Have a good day. God bless.